The Tale of the Last Unicorn. Chapter 1. The Whispering Woods. In a time long forgotten, nestled between the ancient mountains and the shimmering sea, lay the Whispering Woods. This mystical forest was a realm where magic thrived and secrets danced in the dappled sunlight. The air was thick with enchantment, filled with the sound of rustling leaves, the murmur of streams, and the songs of unseen creatures. Legends spoke of a unicorn named Elowen, the last of her kind, whose horn was said to hold the power to heal the deepest wounds of the earth and soul. Elowen was a creature of breathtaking beauty, her coat a shimmering white that glowed like moonlight. Her mane flowed like cascading silk, shimmering with hues of lavender and silver, catching the light in a way that made it seem as if she was always surrounded by a halo. Her eyes sparkled with the colors of the dawn, revealing a wisdom far beyond her years. She roamed freely through the woods, her presence bringing life to the flowers and serenity to the streams. The animals revered her, gathering around her in adoration, and even the trees seemed to lean closer to listen to her gentle whispers. The forest was not merely her home. It was a tapestry woven from the threads of magic and nature, where every flower had a story and every stream hummed a tune. The ancient trees, gnarled and wise, were guardians of secrets and history, their roots intertwining like the stories they held. Elowen often spent her days dancing through the glades, her laughter mingling with the wind, while the woodland creatures played in her wake. Chapter 2. The Distant Kingdom. Beyond the borders of the Whispering Woods lay the Kingdom of Eldoria, ruled by the benevolent Queen Seraphina. She was known for her wisdom and compassion, a beacon of hope for her people. Her golden crown, adorned with emeralds and sapphires, glinted in the sunlight, symbolizing the prosperity and harmony of the realm. Yet, beneath her radiant exterior, her heart ached for her people, who suffered from a mysterious blight that drained the land of its vitality. Crops withered in the fields, rivers ran dry, and despair settled over the kingdom like a thick fog. In the marketplace, once filled with laughter and lively chatter, silence reigned. The townsfolk whispered tales of the blight that had struck the land, its grip tightening with each passing season. The queen spent sleepless nights in her chamber, poring over ancient tomes and seeking counsel from her advisors, desperate for a solution. It was during one of these dark nights that a traveling bard entered the court, his presence a flicker of light in the gloom. He spoke of the unicorn, Elowen, and the legendary healing powers of her horn. The queen listened intently, her heart igniting with hope. "If she truly exists, we must find her," Seraphina declared, her voice steady despite the uncertainty that loomed. "If we can bring her to Eldoria, perhaps we can save our land." Chapter 3. The Quest Begins. Determined to find the last unicorn, Queen Seraphina gathered a small band of brave souls. At her side stood Sir Cedric, a knight renowned for his valor and loyalty. His armor shone like the sun, and his sword, a family heirloom, was said to have been blessed by the stars themselves. Along with them was Lyra, a clever herbalist who knew the secrets of plants and potions. Her hands, stained with the colors of nature, were skilled in the art of healing. Lastly, there was Finn, a young, adventurous boy with wide eyes and a heart full of dreams, who had always yearned to see the world beyond his village. Together, they set off on a journey into the heart of the whispering woods, guided only by tales and the shimmering light of the stars. As they crossed the threshold into the forest, the air shimmered with anticipation, the trees whispering their welcome. The path ahead twisted and turned, each bend revealing new wonders and mysteries. The forest was alive with sounds, the rustling of leaves, the chirping of crickets, and the soft hoots of owls. As they ventured deeper, they encountered enchanting creatures, talking foxes, wise old owls, and playful sprites, each offering clues and challenges that tested their resolve. To find the unicorn, a silver-haired fox said, his eyes glinting with mischief, you must first solve the riddle of the glade. The group huddled together as the fox spoke, his voice smooth as silk. What walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening? After much debate, Finn, with a spark of realization, exclaimed, a person, crawling as a baby, walking as an adult, and using a cane in old age. The fox smiled, revealing sharp teeth, and gestured toward a hidden path that had been obscured by thick vines. Chapter 4. Trials and Triumphs. The journey was fraught with peril. They faced a raging river that threatened to sweep them away, its waters churning with fury. Sir Cedric took the lead, guiding his companions through the treacherous currents with steadfast bravery. With Lyra's knowledge of plants, they fashioned a raft from sturdy branches and vines, allowing them to cross safely. Next, they encountered a dark thicket guarded by thorny vines that twisted like serpents, determined to keep intruders at bay. We must move with grace and focus, Lyra advised. Using her knowledge of nature, she identified a nearby flowering plant that, when crushed, would create a soothing balm. Coating their hands with the balm, they navigated through the thorns without a scratch. As dusk fell, they came upon a steep cliff that loomed ominously overhead, its rocky face slick with moss. They needed to climb to reach a plateau where the stars twinkled like scattered diamonds. I'll go first, Sir Cedric declared, his voice resolute. He scaled the cliff with determination, securing a rope for the others. As they reached the top, a breathtaking view unfolded before them. The forest stretched endlessly, a sea of green under the glow of the moon. It was a moment of triumph, but they knew the journey was far from over. They had faced many trials, and each had strengthened their bond and resolve. One evening, as they set up camp under the stars, Lyra shared stories of the forest's magic. The woods will reveal themselves to those who seek with pure hearts, she said. It is not just the destination that matters. It is the journey and what we learn along the way. The group reflected on their shared experiences, realizing that they had grown not only as individuals, but also as a team. Sir Cedric, ever the protector, added, remember, the unicorn is not just a creature of beauty. She embodies the spirit of hope. We must honor that. Finn nodded, his eyes wide with determination. He felt a deep connection to the quest, sensing that the fate of Eldoria depended not just on finding the unicorn, but on understanding her true essence. Chapter 5. The Heart of the Forest. At last, after days of searching, they arrived at a clearing bathed in ethereal light. At its center stood Elowen, her majestic form radiating an aura of peace and power. The clearing was unlike anything they had ever seen. Flowers bloomed in vibrant colors, and the air sparkled with tiny, luminous particles that danced around her. As she raised her head, the world seemed to pause, captivated by her presence. The moment she caught sight of the travelers, she approached with graceful strides, her eyes reflecting the warmth of understanding. The gentle sounds of the forest hushed, as if in reverence. The group stood in awe, each feeling the powerful energy that emanated from the unicorn. Queen Seraphina stepped forward, her voice steady yet filled with emotion. "O noble unicorn, our land suffers and our people are in despair. We seek your healing gift to restore Eldoria." The queen knelt before Elowen, her heart laid bare, her vulnerability palpable. Elowen listened intently, her heart resonating with the queen's sincerity. "To heal your land, you must first heal the hearts of your people," she said, her voice like the soft rustle of leaves. "Kindness and compassion are the true sources of strength. Only when they learn to care for one another can the land flourish once more." Chapter 6: A New Understanding. Inspired by Elowen's words, Queen Seraphina understood the true meaning of her quest. She thanked the unicorn and vowed to spread her wisdom throughout the kingdom. "I will teach my people the importance of unity and compassion," she promised, tears of gratitude in her eyes. With a gentle nod, Elowen touched the queen's brow with her horn, and a radiant light enveloped them both. When the queen returned to Eldoria, she shared the unicorn's teachings with her people. She organized gatherings where villagers could come together, share their stories, and work towards common goals. The once silent marketplace buzzed with laughter and camaraderie as they planted new crops and revived the rivers. The people learned to nurture the land, embracing sustainable practices that honored the balance of nature. Finn, inspired by the unicorn's wisdom, began to lead efforts among the children to plant trees and tend gardens, teaching them the magic of caring for their environment. "We can be guardians of our land," he proclaimed, his eyes shining with passion. As the seasons passed, the blight began to recede. Flowers bloomed once more, their colors vibrant against the backdrop of green fields. The rivers flowed with crystal-clear water, and the air was filled with the sounds of joy and laughter. The kingdom thrived as the bonds of community strengthened. Chapter 7: The Legacy of the Unicorn. Though Elowen remained a guardian of the Whispering Woods, her spirit lived on in the hearts of the people. They built gardens and planted trees, honoring the unicorn's message. The once mysterious forest became a sanctuary for those who sought wisdom and healing. Elowen was often seen gliding through the trees, a shimmering figure of hope and beauty, reminding all who encountered her of the importance of compassion. The stories of her grace spread far and wide, inspiring travelers and wanderers to seek out the Whispering Woods and its magical guardian. One day, as dusk settled over the kingdom, a gathering took place in the heart of Eldoria. The townsfolk shared stories of their struggles and triumphs, recalling the dark days of the blight and celebrating their newfound unity. Children danced around a bonfire, their laughter echoing into the night as elders spoke of Elowen's wisdom. As the flames flickered, a hush fell over the crowd. The queen stood to speak, her heart swelling with pride. Let us remember that the spirit of Elowen lies within us. Let us carry her teachings forward, nurturing our land and each other. In kindness, we find strength. In unity, we find hope. Epilogue, a promise to remember. Years passed, and the Kingdom of Eldoria continued to flourish, its people united in their love for the land and each other. The bond between the people and the unicorn remained strong, a testament to the power of compassion and understanding. The once silent woods echoed with the laughter of children and the songs of birds, each moment a reminder of the magic that surrounded them. The Whispering Woods, once a place of solitude, became a cherished destination for those seeking inspiration and guidance. Travelers journeyed from distant lands to hear tales of the last unicorn and the queen who brought hope to her people. The forest thrived, its beauty preserved by those who understood its worth. As twilight fell over Eldoria, Elowen stood at the edge of the forest, her form illuminated by the soft glow of the moon. She gazed upon the kingdom, her heart swelling with pride for the people she had touched. Though she was the last of her kind, her spirit lived on in every act of kindness and every bond forged in love. In the heart of the Whispering Woods, the last unicorn became more than a creature. She was a symbol of hope, love, and the enduring power of compassion. As long as her story lived on, so too did the spirit of the unicorn, inspiring generations to cherish the delicate balance of nature and humanity. And thus, the legacy of Elowen, the last unicorn, echoed through time, a gentle reminder that the truest magic lies not in power, but in the kindness we extend to one another. With every sunrise, as light poured into the world, the promise of a new beginning lingered, whispering of the unicorn's enduring spirit and the hope it carried for all.